And now we are going to do something a bit similar, but to see some other tools by creating a wall collection, or to see how to create a wall collection. I will not do it, but I will show you the procedure, the method. A wall collection of bricks from just one simple model that I found on Megascans again. This model is this one, if you want to follow the tutorial and to redo the same. The modular wood roof. This model actually, and this little part that is you can add at the end. So again, first you have to make a copy. It's better actually. It's not an obligation, it's not mandatory, but it's better. And from this model, the first thing is we want to normalize it again. So let's place it. And you can see, as I told you, Megascans models are quite good, and they are usually, if you take walls and things like that, they are usually made with a grid in mind, so they are already modulars. In this case, it's almost modular. You can see, if I duplicate it with a 50 centimeter grid, it's going fine. On this direction, however, I have to go in the 10 centimeter grids, which is acceptable, but let's make it more easy. So we will make this wood modules to be 2 meter long and 2 meter wide. And for that we are going again to use the deformer, lattice deformer. We are again going to jump onto the view, disabling the grid so we can move freely and go up to this point. And we are going to do the same for here. Yeah, this part is not aligned correctly, and here is it fine? Not exactly. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so this is all you have to do at the moment, but something else you might want to change. If you take this, let's re-enable the grid and move it a bit up. You can see it's an open model, that means there are holes, and I usually don't like having holes on my models. Currently I don't think it causes problem with light leaking through the models, but in the past it could be the case with stencil shadow, the shadow you get mainly in Doom 3 and other engine, but this is what you get in the ID Take 4, I guess. Anyway, there is a very simple way to fill this gap. If you go into the mesh, I think, yes, fill holes. And you can select the hole, and here it is. Very simple. You can accept. Of course, you can see there is a problem with the texturing. And again, there is tools to adjust this. So you can go into UVs, you can open the UVs editor, and if we take a look on our models, we can select this part. If you are in the select island, it will select everything, every polygons, every triangles. You can change translate tool, which is actually also the rotate and scaling tool. and it will be, let's scale it a bit down first. Yeah, it will be more easy to adjust our texture and the unwarping of these triangles if we could see the texture on this view. For that you can go here and you can display background, and instead of checkerboard you can select the texture, and we can go inside the original place where the wood roof is. You can select the texture and set it as a source. Yeah, now we can see where we are on the texture while adjusting. So we just want, it's not something you will see often in the game, and you don't want to see it in the game, this face of the roof. But just in case, it's better to have something that look like wood, because it's a wood roof. And even if the scaling is totally bad, it's better than having as it was before editing. So we just can save, and it was just a way to show you how you can edit the unwarping, the UVs on your models. Now we have a roof module that is usable, because we can tile it very easily. We can duplicate it and it's tiling nicely. But we can also make it in a slope way. So for that we are going to duplicate it and to rename it slope 50, because it will be a 50 centimeter difference between the low part and the high part. Again, the reason is to be easy to manipulate when you are level designing. So let's put it here, and we are going to make 2 copies. In just the reason is to check if the tiling is correct, almost in real time. So let's put it 50 centimeter higher, and this one 50 centimeter higher. And we will edit any of them. We can edit the first one. And again, we are going to use the lattice deformable tool. It's very easy. You can see you just need to select these points, these control points, and to raise them. I will raise them up to the grid, up. When you accept, you will see that all the instances are going to update. Oops. And you can check if the tiling the connection are correct, and it seems to be the case. Alright, now you have a second modules in your module collection, and you can duplicate them and they will tile nicely. If we show the collision, we are going to see it's what? I didn't make the collision on the first model, sorry. That's why this one doesn't have collision, of course. A simple miss for my part. Up. Yeah, for this one it's very easy. And for this one, we are going to do a box, but you can see the box is not matching the geometry. So let's go into, no, it's not the right, it's the front, for example. In the front view, we can select our collision, we can disable the snapping, we can adjust the height, adjust the inclination, adjust the location, adjust again the size to surround the geometry. Yeah, it will be fine enough. And now we have a proper collision, proper simple collision. So you can save. And this one too. And yeah, let's make a submodel, an angular model. So for this, we just again duplicate this one, and we are going to call it corner A, because we will need two corners and we will merge them together when it's done. So the first corner we have to enable sniping, and the idea, we can create the second one, duplicate, and it will be corner B, and we will place it and we will rotate it. And what you will have is it's here, or it's, yes, it's this. We will cut the models and we will merge the remaining parts. So let's hide this part first and let's cut this one. For that, you go into the modeling and you go into the model and you select plane cut, and you adjust the rotation for your plane up. No, it's not good. Like that. Not like that. Like that. Okay. And then on this axis, and you can see that the gaps are filling automatically because you have this option on. It's not necessary, but in our case it will be better. And then we just have to accept. Okay, we have the first part. Let's hide the second one. And we want this part. We want this part now. So we are doing the same. We are going to cut and 45 degrees in this axis. Okay. Seems to be fine. And we just have to accept. And we have the two models. As you can see, they are updated here. So now the last operation is to merge these models. Mesh union. Okay. The options are good. The name is merge. Okay, fine. Accept. And you can see the pivot point is on the center. This is not convenient. So we have to move it. We are going to move it here or here, it's as you prefer. And let's put it on a round number and 0 and accept. And now we have our new module, new corner modules ready. Almost ready, because again we have to adjust the collision. You can delete these two, and here in this case you will see that yeah, first it removed the simple collision we had, and you can see that if you go in collision you can set it back to project default. And there is no simple collision, so we have to create one. But if we create a box, it will be not suited because it's a convex mesh. You could try these settings that are sometimes good enough for creating collision, but in this case you can see again it's not good. So the last solution is to go into the autoconvex collision tool, and it's here, and you just have to set the parameter as you want. You can experiment, but by default you can apply, and it's creating collision mesh which are not as optimized as you can get if you are doing it in a proper way in your 3D modeling software, but for this usage it will be fine enough. We can save, and here we have a nice corner that we can combine with a nice roof part, and yes, now you can easily create a roof with all these modules. You can create more modules, of course, and I show you some other possible modules that you can create, but you can see they are all combining together nicely because we are on the grid. The grid is a master, it's very important. Now seriously, your 3D artist will thank you if you build things on the grid. Well, I know a 3D artist that doesn't care about being aligned on the grid, but it's way more easy. If it's not the 3D artist, it will be the level designer. As a 3D artist, I mean the 3D level artist. And you can see in my game, I did the same for the roof, so I went from this model and then created a whole bunch of modules, the same way I showed you. And so here you have a complete collection, well, complete. It's complete enough to make all kind of walls, of a roof. And you can see I used them here, for example. And when doing this roof, for example, I saw, oh, okay, I need 1 meter wide module, but 2 meter long. So I had to create others. I realized I need also a little corner and a little roof module. And you can create things. And you can see also that if I hide this, you can see this is my wood flooring modules. You also can see I modified the material as I showed you before. And below this, you can see there is the wood structure with the beam that's using the normalized beam I showed you previously. Yeah, this is all I wanted to show you. I hope it will be useful for you and you will gain time by using this these sets of tools in the Unreal Engine. Very convenient, very easy to use, and quite efficient actually. So that's all for this video. Again, if you like it, if it was useful for you, don't hesitate to share the video, to thumb up, and to subscribe on the channel, on the Twitter account. And if you want to give financial support, you can buy the game SenS on Steam, the game where I'm using these methods and assets I showed you how to create today. And it will be very useful for me because yeah, I need resources, financial resources, to continue working and to continue providing you these video tutorials, and to get at a point where the game will be interesting to play, more interesting than at the current stage, and more representative of what I want to make, to create. So thank you in any case, and see you later. Bye bye.